Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Tori. Today is Wednesday, October 28th, 2020. And we begin with the Los Angeles Dodgers claiming the title of baseball's best for the first time in 32 years. Last night, they beat the Rays 3-1 to take Game 6 and the series. Tampa Bay jumped out to an early lead and held on until the bottom of the sixth. After that, it was all L.A. Of course, SoCal will want to celebrate, but how they do it remains to be seen. A traditional parade or rally will be tough with the Dodgers' home county still in the purple, which is the highest risk tier in the state's color-coded coronavirus system. Even so, the team says it's determined to do something to mark the end of its World Series drought in person with their fans. Details should be released soon. If you know anything about zombies, you know they're never really gone. Antonio Rodriguez had been tricking out his Hawthorne, New Jersey home with 100 life-size handmade Walking Dead figures for the past 15 years. This year, though, someone complained, either about traffic, crowds, or noise. No one knows for sure. Police paid an obligatory visit, addressed some potential safety concerns, and left. However, Mr. Rodriguez was rattled and banished his zombies to the backyard. In the end, though, someone's silly beef backfired. The dismissal of the undead brought out the anger of the very much alive. Neighbors, firefighters, even the Hawthorne police motored past the zombie home Monday night in a show of support. It was enough to convince Mr. Rodriguez and his army of ankle-biters to resume their putrid post front and center, at least through Halloween night. She will serve without fear and without favor. Those were the incoming words of the nation's ninth and newest Supreme Court Justice. Amy Coney Barrett was confirmed by the Senate Monday night and sworn in hours later at a White House ceremony. Tradition dictates a second oath, called the judicial oath, and that was administered yesterday by Chief Justice John Roberts. Now she's official and can begin hearing cases. Justice Barrett is the fifth woman to serve on the High Court, but the first with kids still in school. Imagine the Empire State Building underwater. That's basically what scientists just found while mapping the ocean floor off of Australia. It's a massive detached coral reef, the first of its size discovered in more than 120 years. It's a mile wide and from bottom to top measures 1,640 feet, making it taller than the famous Midtown Manhattan skyscraper, taller than the Eiffel Tower in Paris, and taller than the Petronas Twin Towers in Kuala Lumpur. And even with that height, its peak still sits about 130 feet below the ocean's surface. Scientists found it using a robot named Sebastian in an area of 7 other tall detached reefs, one of which is home to the world's largest nesting area for green sea turtles. How does a mountain lion cross an 8-lane road? In Los Angeles County, California, they typically don't, and that's both good news and bad. According to the National Wildlife Federation, although safe from speeding cars, the animals are becoming genetically isolated because of the surrounding freeways. But that will soon change, thanks to an overpass designed just for them. The 165-foot bridge will pass over Highway 101 in Liberty Canyon and will allow 4-legged critters of all kinds to travel between the mountains. The design is nearly complete, and the project has raised $15 million so far. As long as fundraising continues to go well, the world's largest wildlife overpass will begin construction next year. That's it for KidNuz. Now, our KidNuz quiz. Who won the World Series? The Los Angeles Dodgers for the first time in 32 years. How tall is the massive coral reef found off of Australia? (1,640 feet, which is taller than the Empire State Building. Justice Amy Coney Barrett says she will serve without what? Fear or favor. Where are mountain lions about to get their own freeway overpass? in Los Angeles County, California. In One for the Road, if you sent a letter to your past, what would it say? What about your future? A golden mailbox in Santa Rosa, California is ready for the challenge. It will accept your questions, grievances, and love letters, whether those issues are in your rearview mirror or in your crystal ball. According to the San Francisco Chronicle, if you include a return address, you'll get a handwritten, perhaps witty answer from one of 33 portal professionals who range in age from 3 to 79. If you don't provide an address, a cosmic response will have to suffice. Both the Gilded Mailbox and project belong to the United States Portal Service, not to be confused with the U.S. Postal Service. The three residents behind it wanted to create another way to communicate during COVID. Many questions relate to the future, but with how fast the world is changing, each is also a window to when it was written. The Golden Portal will be accepting inquiries until December 4th. Before we go, it's time to turn it over to Kim for today's KidNuz shoutouts.
Thanks, Tori. First to our fabulous teachers, Mrs. Maria Young and her students at Providence Elementary in New Providence, Pennsylvania, and to Mrs. Fountain and her class at Yates Center Elementary in Yates Center, Kansas. And we send birthday wishes to Dylan and Allison in Woodbridge, Virginia, Lucas in Reading, Massachusetts, to Florida for Chloe in Windermere and Natasha in Tampa, Avery in Alexandria, South Dakota, Illinois for Kaylee in Mount Prospect and Maeve in Chicago, Preston in Phoenix, Arizona, to California for Adele in Hillsborough, Maud in Los Altos, Sarah in Oakland, and Genevieve in Fontana, Maeve in Austin, Texas, Gianna in Honolulu, Hawaii, and Indiana for Roman in Carmel and Shaylin in Santa Claus. And a special shout out to our newest fan, Jackson in Mill Valley, California. Thanks for listening, everyone. Please remember to rate and review us wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll see you back here for more Kid News tomorrow morning.